channel. So I'm going to go through my Pan That palette. This is the finale. I just haven't been going into this very much, so I thought, why wait another extra week? Let's just do the finale, and then I'm not going to declutter this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this palette, but I don't want to use it anymore for a good few months. So I'm going to go through my little update on that one. I also have my Pan That palette in order, and this one, I do have a little bit of an update. This one will be rolling into next year, so it's not finale for this one, but I still have an update, so let's go. So my Pan That palette for the year has been the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette, and I actually do have a little bit of an update on this. It looks a little bit different to last month, and I did spoil it in a previous video, so some of you caught on to that, but honestly I've only gone into this 4 times since my last video, so I just feel like, you know, I've given it the year. I'm ready to just kind of like have a break from it for a little bit. So I will put up on the screen what it looked like when I first rolled it in, so right at the start of the year. That's what it looked like. And pretty shocking, yes, I know. Also, just underneath, I will put a picture of what it looked like last month. I don't know where I'm going to put it in this video, so who knows? But you can see a big, massive difference there. So I'm actually really proud of myself of how much I've done this year. And I've never want to go into these Pan That palettes where I want to finish every single shade, because I don't think that's realistic just in how I like to use eyeshadow, but I definitely have ended up hitting pan on almost every single shade, and it's been really a lot of fun. So let's get into it. This is what it's looking like now, and as you can see, I have another new pan right here. So that is my last little pan. I did say last month I wanted to hit pan in this blue. I just haven't used the palette enough at all the last few weeks. And honestly, it hasn't even been a month since my last update, but like I said, I just wanted to like film this, get it out, give myself a little bit of a break before I go and dive into my next Pan That palette, which will be announced in January. So the 4 times that I did go into this palette, I went into Jade once, I went into Opal Aura once, I went into Hexed only once, and I hit pan. I was so frustrated. I was like, why does that always happen? I always film my update, and literally the next time that I use the shade or the palette or whatever it is, it's not just in this project, it's happened for like my Pan Those eyeshadows. Literally the next use I hit pan. And I'm like, it's like Murphy's Law. I mean, it's what happens. So I finally hit pan in Hexed. This one took forever. I feel like it took forever. And I also used Third Eye one more time. So those are my 4 uses since my last video. And what I'm going to do is I'll put a side to side of this one versus when I first rolled it in, just so you can have a look. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with myself. I'll also, if I can hold still, I'll just put up on the screen all like the total uses of every single shade. I think that would be a lot of fun just to be able to see that. So I'll do some editing and hopefully we can see that. But yeah, haven't looked at the totals right now, so I don't know what they are. But this one is officially out of a project. I have finished it and it will stay because the shades are fine. There's actually nothing wrong with this formula. It was an old palette, but it's still kicking and doing fine. So I will keep it until that's no longer the case. Okay, I have a small little update on this one. This is the Beauty Bay Earthly palette, and it is my Pan That palette in order. However, last month I did start doing something different where I'm still technically kind of doing it in order, but if there is a pan if I have a pan in the shade, then I'm able to go to any of the shades around it, not diagonally, but like side to side or up and down, if that makes sense. So it's like my Pan That palette cubed, something like that. I'm not sure what, I think I'm going to retitle it when I come back in January. I just don't know what I'm going to retitle it, but this is what it looks like. So I did start up here. I was starting to do a Pan That palette in order. So I started at the top. So I hit these 2 pans. You can see I actually have a 3rd pan. So this is my new little update. I actually did hit pan in Fern. So that is like really kind of the only big difference versus last month. Obviously I have a couple of uses to share. So because I have a pan in here, I can go to this shade, this shade, this shade, or this shade. And because I have these 3 pans, I can go into all 3 of these shades now, or this one down below here. So quite a lot to work on. So because I do already have an existing pan here, I actually have been going into Brick. So I went into Brick 2 more times this month. I went into Ivy, if I could figure out where that is. Ivy's up here. I went into Ivy once. I went into Fern 1 more time and I hit pan. Another one, there you go. 1 more use and I hit pan. Why is that always the case? Not 2 more uses, 1 more use and I hit pan. Why couldn't I have done that for my last update? And then I would have had a little bit more to play with. Why does that happen? What else did I use? I'm trying to find them. I can't find them. This is such a big palette and there's really no, oh, Trance. I went into Trance. This is the first time I've gone into it in this project. So I went into that once, and I also went into Pickle once because I have a pan there. So yeah, that was kind of a fun little look, but not too many uses. And like I said, I'm rolling it into next year. So I will work on it over the next month and see if I can get any more pans. I mean, I don't think I'm anywhere close to getting a pan on any of the ones that I have available to me. It would be really nice to be able to get close to this shade because I really like this shade. So that's why I started working on Pickle. Also like this grungy green khaki shade. It's one of these like ugly shades, but it's so beautiful on the lid. So I'm actually happy I went into that one. I have been going into Brick. That's the only one that has a little bit more of a disturbance, but I don't know. I think it's going to take some time. I really want to get to some shimmers because I realized I started over here where there's like a lot of mattes and I have like no shimmers to play with. So if I hit pan in this one, then I'll have all of these shimmers to play with, which I think will be fun. But yeah, definitely want to try to get to this one too. So we'll see. I'm enjoying it. I'm not going to change it for now because I like the new changes that I made last month and I had a new pan. So that's kind of it for that update. This is a short and sweet little video, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it and just, you know, stick around, subscribe if you haven't already, if you want to see what my pan palette for next year will be. I will post that in January. I have a little thing up my sleeve. I think I know what I'm going to be doing. For the last few weeks, because obviously all you guys voted, right? So for the last few weeks, I've been thinking, well, what do I actually want to do? Like, what do I want to do? And I think I've decided. I've decided now. But yeah, I think I know what ultimately I want to do. We'll see at the point that I film that video if it changes. But anyway, that is it. That is my update. That's my little finale. I hope everyone is doing well. And yeah, as I'm posting this, I think it's 2 weeks to Christmas. Isn't that crazy? That is crazy. So I hope everyone's doing good. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.